Podcast. With me now is Democratic Illinois Representative Sherry Bustos. She's the member of the House Appropriations Committee. She represents the 17th District of Illinois. Representative Bustos, good to see you again. Thank you for being with us this early morning. Let's put some flesh on the bones of this conversation. Let's start with the issue around the two bills, the infrastructure bills. Where do you see them going? Either one of these bills would be massive standalone legislation on their own, and Chuck Schumer's trying to get them both done.
Well, they are massive, and they both have to get done. Allie, I think you did a very good job of explaining kind of all the nuances here. One of the things that you know well, and if you're a member of that, whether it's the House or the Senate, is these very, very narrow majorities that House Democrats have, and obviously the Senate Democrats have. So this is what Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden are weaving, is the fact that we cannot, in the Senate, we can't lose a vote, whether we take the reconciliation route or just the straight, that we need all 50 of those votes over there. We'll need Kamala Harris to break any tie. And then on the House side, we're down some members right now because of special elections and that. So really, we've only got about a 4-vote majority. So I think the moral of the story here is that this is a very tough legislative needle that we have to thread. And in the end, we just have to get this done, whatever that process looks like, whatever order it is, whether you're looking at progressives or blue dogs or new Dems or whatever it is, we've got to get this done. If there's a word that we need to focus on, is its results for the American public, and these are massive bills, but we've got to get them done.
You come from a swing district. Polling continues to indicate that there is actually broad bipartisan support for both of these bills. There should be bipartisan support for the physical infrastructure bill anyway, because it literally affects absolutely everybody. But there is even bipartisan support for the things that Joe Biden is calling human infrastructure, which many Republicans on Capitol Hill are saying, it's something. It's not that we don't like it, but it's not actually infrastructure. So don't think about it as infrastructure in an infrastructure bill. What do your constituents say about this other piece of infrastructure, or what Democrats are calling infrastructure, what Republicans are calling something else?
That when they look at their own families, and you look at things like the child tax credit, you look at things like care for when you're like in my generation, where we're now having grandchildren, and you've got that component of our kids talking about that. You've got our parents now who are aging, and I have a sister who looks after my moms. So these are like real life things that families are dealing with. When you look at an area like mine, I'm in downstate Illinois, talking with you today from Moline, Illinois. We've got so many of our towns, 150 plus towns in this congressional district that I serve, where you've got kids who have no access, families who have no access to high-speed internet, where the kids will go on the library stoop to get internet access, or will have to go in their high school parking lot at 11 o'clock at night to access the internet. All of that stuff is real life, day-to-day activities that families are dealing with, that people are dealing with. So, Allie, I think what I would summarize is these are programs that are important. And if you want to call them human infrastructure, you can do that. But it's also a jobs plan. Mm-hmm. These programs, we'll have jobs that will come out of this, and so we got to look at it through that lens as well.
What do you mentioned the child tax credit. People have started seeing money going into their bank accounts this week. There's an estimate from the White House that it'll reduce child poverty by half. It'll cut child poverty in half. There are a lot of people in this country saying it's 2021. Why is there child poverty in one of the richest countries in the world? But that also feels like an obvious thing that we should be thinking of in terms of investment as opposed to expense. The saving grace of having children not be hungry makes those children better educated over time, makes them more employable over time, makes them taxpayers over time. We do have to start thinking about these things more creatively in order to get broader bipartisan support.
Yeah, so as of the 15th of this month, people could go into their bank accounts and see that extra if you have depending on the age of your child, that extra $300 in your bank account. Depending on how many children you have, it could be more than that. But this is money that is as needed in the congressional district I serve in. You can look at all 435, and there's not a congressional district out of all 435 of them where you didn't have families who benefited from this. In my congressional district, 92% of kids benefit from this tax credit that just kicked in last week. We, as Democrats, we made that happen. And believe me, I can tell you we're talking about that. It's incredibly important. And I like the fact that you talked about children and whether they go to bed hungry, because it's more than just the words child poverty. This gets down to, kids having, for that matter, shoes big enough to wear when they go to school.
Yep.
We have schools that literally 100% of the kids are on the free or reduced price lunch program. So this is money that is needed. We hope to make this permanent. Right now, we know that we'll have this for a year. But when you're looking at the greatest lifter out of poverty for children, one of the best in the entire history of America, this is pretty darn important that we get this, that we keep this going, and how important it is that we as Democrats got this done.
Congresswoman, before I let you go, I want to talk about a really important issue that first came to light during the Me Too days, and that is the concept of forced arbitration. The idea that many women are not free to pursue complaints against their employers or coworkers because they have agreed to a certain way of litigating or managing these matters. You are part of a movement to end this.
Yeah, so we just introduced legislation this past week, and it's worth noting that it is bipartisan, and we have a House version and a Senate version. But what this would do is it's simple. It would end what's called forced arbitration, that the 60 million Americans that work under these forced arbitration clauses as part of their employment, that would no longer be legal if we get this through. Now, we introduce a lot of legislation, but this is something that I think has a real possibility of getting all the way through. Senator Durbin, my dear friend and our senior senator in Illinois, is the chair of the Judiciary on the Senate side, and he's going to help us get this through. But Allie, we had Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican out of South Carolina, Kirsten Gillibrand, Democrat out of New York. I'm the lead sponsor on the House side, and I have a lead, Morgan Griffith, who's the Republican out of Indiana. We're all there saying that we stand together, Democrats and Republicans, and say this is bad business. And I don't care what the size of your business is. This is bad business to force your employers to sign off on this. Typically, it's when you're a brand new employee. You go down to the Human Resources Department. You're all excited. But this is taking away your rights to say, hey, you know what, if there's a sexual harassment problem, we want to be able to deal with this in a way that makes sense. And we don't want these sexual harassers to be able to hide in the shadows any longer.
Congresswoman, good to see you. By the way, a lot of people don't know much about Moline. Moline is the headquarters of Deere. And all I've ever wanted in life is one of those gators. You know, those little deer gators? Like, I have no reason to have one. I do nothing agricultural, but I would really very much like one of those one day. So
you should buy one anyway,
I think
Allie. They're just great to have.
You know what? This is the case I make. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's always good to see you. Democratic Representative Sherry Bustos of Illinois. We're going to have much more.